Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again. Almost daily, but always sharp. He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen, almost daily. Laughs and facts, served up plainly. Your dose of wit, it's never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
Hello and welcome to another Stephen Allen Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen. It's a day. What more do you want? It's the streaming web show, podcast, all those words, modern things, where we look at some newspapers, look at some front pages, and you're up to date. I still think I get to claim more news stories than anyone else because we barely scratch the surface, he says, scratching. Oh, look at me, subliminally programming myself. If you are listening to the audio-only version of this, enjoy some of the visual jokes we've got coming later on. You really should get over to youtube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen. You could do some stuff there. What else going on? Oh yeah, just general social media @Mr. Stephen Allen. You can do that. Plus, there's a comment section. Let's get into that before we get into the front pages. Charlotte's here saying, I said I was first in the comment section. It's very easy for me to win. In some ways, I'm stacking the deck. So silver goes to Charlotte, who's here. Then I claim bronze as well. Really, I'm not playing nicely today at all. Proper Meme says, sounds like Steve needs an energy drink of the day. Sleep and Alan, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And Ems is here as well. Morning, Ems. Well, afternoon now. But yeah, morning. You said morning, I said afternoon. That's how time works. Very tired. Very tired. We'll start with this. Why not? So last night, I was invited to another Christmas party, and previously I went to the trigonometry one and not met, was in the same room as Kevin Spacey. Of course I didn't speak to him. I don't want to bother him. But, there you go. It's claim to fame, isn't it? And last night, I went to a place where the most famous guest was Liz Truss. So, I don't know if I'm heading in the wrong direction or the right direction there. You make your decision. So anyway, I got to meet Liz Truss. And actually, at least I did speak to her. We didn't have an in-depth conversation. It was more like a hi. It's brief. If there's one thing we know about Liz Truss, she likes to keep things brief, including her time as... No, come on, that would be harsh. You can't be harsh about people you've just met. What's going on? So, yes, we did that. That's what I did last night. I filmed a thing for Talk TV. It comes out on Friday. That'll be in the plugs at the end. Oh, man. And then I went to this party thing instead of getting some sleep before I do headliners or whatever it's called these days on GB News. I can power through. I don't mind. I'd stay up till 2. I'm absolutely rock and roll. Look at me. I'm all rock and all roll. Quite a lot of, like Arctic roll. I'm that kind of, I'm sticker rock and Arctic roll. And I made a mistake. Because not only did I need that sleep, but I got to GB News and we did the newspaper thing from 11. Normally you stay on until 2. And they said, oh, you've got the extra one that goes on until 3 today. And I think I probably agreed to it earlier in the day when I got a text and just didn't read it. Because I remember thinking like, they're a bit weird about this. Of course I'll stay until 2. I normally do. Why are you being so weird? And I think I confused a 2 and a 3. Which is normally fine, isn't it? Unless she's handing out dosages of things. Ages, fine. A 2 and a 3-year-old are roughly the same. Someone in their 20s or 30s, it's all fair game. Is that what we're talking about today? I don't think it is. I made a mistake. So I got home. I went to sleep at 4:30. Kids woke me up at like 7. Now I'm here. Let's do this. And so, Proper Meme says, Steve needs an energy drink of the day. Can't even open the damn thing. That's the... Chris Hood says, yep, I've got a cold too. Have you got... I'm almost nervous about saying this, but because we've got members of the family who are having some chemo, we didn't even look into the science. We just thought it'd be worth... Get the flu jab this year, just in case. I don't know why. Let's just get the flu jab. Plus, also, I didn't realise you get it for free when you're 50, and that's... I'm not, but I'm flipping close. Like... If I want this flu jab often, it's not going to be an expense for long. Ew, so that made me feel old. But I had one of those today. So let's expect all of that to kick in all at once. Martin's here. Yeah, apart from her speeches. Good point. Well, mate. Speaking of which, there's stuff about cheese in today's show. What else we got? Why is Steve talking about Liz's briefs? You don't know what kind of parties I go to. The kind of parties Kevin Spacey's at. That Eastwood again. What are we talking about? The good tunes, Earworm. It's in there. There's some great music on today's show. You stick around for it. And I think we're up to date with the chats. Oh, Charlotte says, get me to 7 p.m. You got to last all the way through. I'd recommend not drinking dragon energy drink made with real dragons. We can do this. So let's start off with today's front pages.
Here are today's front pages.
Basically what I just said, actually, there, mate. The Daily Mail goes with confessions of a cheat. Look at that, the way they've written that. Can we zoom in on? I get accused of weird type. Where's my mouse? I get accused of weird typesetting sometimes. But look at that weird ass. Confessions of a cheating husband at Christmas. Did you forget the over? It's more like you've corrected your spelling of cheating to include an O, an F, and an A. Anyway, Confessions of a Cheating Husband at Christmas. I've not read it. I imagine it's more about being annoyed about having to buy extra gifts. Because there's no available reciprocity, is there? You have to buy gifts for all of your mistresses, whatever the plural of mistress is, mistress. But any you receive, you can't take them home. So you have to drop in a bin or something. I don't know how it works. 6 billion cost of Starmer's new bid to suck up to Brussels, which is what you have to do at Christmas if they've not been boiled enough. Nope, wait a minute, let's read it. Keir Starmer was last night accused of throwing billions away to revive Brexit. He was accused of it by your newspaper as well. So this is that Erasmus scheme. And my rant on this is it never should have ended because it wasn't the EU. It was a separate deal. So why did we end that at the same time? Just because of Brexit didn't mean we had to no, and we're going to get rid of all the other deals that are non-Brexit related as well. Does it French toast? Not anymore. Not after that vote. Of course not. It could have stayed around. There wouldn't be a massive cost to bring it back. Why am I itching all the time? So I think, and also it was never the issue, is it? There was never anyone who was motivated by the Erasmus scheme when they were making the decision in the 2016 referendum. No one was sat there. You never had a conversation in a taxi, did you? With someone going, I'll tell you what, I'm voting out. I'll tell you what, I got no problem with the federalisation of Europe. I got no problem with weak borders. I don't mind workforce coming over here undercutting our own. I'll tell you what really bothers me. Those students going over there and learning stuff. No one... So bring it back, don't bring it back. I talked about it more last night on the telly. I think that you get the general gist of the thing there. The Times, anti-misogyny courses aim to stop 11-year-olds becoming killers. They mean when they grow up. But, and this is my big unfunny rant last night on this, you're so missing the thing. This will not be the cure to the problem. We can all agree you want to stop the violence you're talking about. I'm telling you, this is not the way to do it. Because this is effectively saying 11-year-old boys will be go to a course to get told off. About how much do you think courses are doing stuff as well? You ever been on a course? Have you been on a speed awareness course? How long term did that? In the long term, how did it impact your speeding? Yeah, so that's what's going on there. Plus, also, I do think this concept of saying to boys you are inherently bad. Go on a course to learn to stop doing it, at least for a bit. You have the original sin of being a boy. That is the problem. Everyone's talking about right now. I was listening to LBC as I came back from the little drive I went on earlier. Details on that later. What's his name? James O'Brien going on about where does this misogyny come from? Do a phone in on the symptom if you want, but you are missing the cure. Obviously, maybe I changed channels halfway through because he was going on about love cats. No, that's not what we're talking about. The cure is that there's a problem with boys, and you don't solve it by saying to boys, there's a problem with you, because you leave that vacuum that gets filled by the people of the manosphere. I don't want to be too harsh about Andrew Tate, because he's more muscular than I am. I don't want to get into one with him. Plus, his brother follows me on Twitter, which these days, I'm amazed anyone interacts with me at all. So, am I thinking of Catherine Tate? Anyway, the point is, they all look alike, those three, don't they? And you leave this gap where if you leave boys all just feeling absolutely miserable at themselves inherently through being a boy, if someone comes along and says, no, being toxic is good, you're more likely to fall for it. Anyway, So that's that story. Let's get some comments on this because I've already seen we've got some stuff coming through here. Martin says reciprocity. Damn, you're right. I think Erasmus relied on freedom of movement, which we decided we didn't want anymore. Apparently, yeah, but only if not that. No one had a problem, did they? No one was voting Brexit thinking we've got to get rid of them students and au pairs. Can we get rid of those au pairs? No one was thinking that. Well, some wives were thinking that. Anti-misogyny, says Martin. That's the problem. You got an anti-misogyny course. She's a nightmare, that one. Fun fact, I came to study in the UK 30 years ago with Erasmus. So this is what you get. All right, well, maybe I'm wrong. I'm in the face of new evidence. I am willing to change my mind, proper memes. Thank you. Chris Hood's done 2 speed awareness courses, so they must work. Yeah, we measure in the world of stand-up comedy, you'd measure if a gig is successful due to the number of people who keep coming back. So that's good. Return custom. Let's not overlook return custom. Alan's here. Hello, Adam. Alan, I can't even speak. If you've missed the start of the show, I'm very tired. Look at the redness of these eyes. Misogyny classes, pardon spelling mistake. I am dyslexic. What next? MPs need to do yoga classes and go on silent retreats. leave her a good... I love the idea of a silent retreat, though. I love the idea of sending them on a silent retreat, too. So maybe that's not too bad. But yeah, that's not going to work, is it? Let's get back into some more of the front pages before we... I don't understand this. They've made the front page of the Star German. I woke up I'm very tired today. I don't know if I mentioned that. And I was like, I've gone to elsewhere in the multiverse. I thought I was in the 616 universe, and I've woken up today, and I'm in one of those where the Germans won. Because the front page is all... That thing like, if it weren't for you, you'd be speaking German. There is no way I could learn German. I wouldn't have a chance. German, is an English bit, or I've had a stroke and now I speak German. German darts fans plan to take over Ali Pali next year. I'm getting confused with the Albert Hall, because that's where his ball is. I'm going to say that might have been why they're trying to do it. So they're going to take over it where... Sorry, we're on a different story. I think I've peaked with the ball joke. And then the front page of the Sun. Rachel boots Pep up the tapas. So Pep Guardiola's restaurant shut down, and he's blaming the Chancellor. You may have some good points. I think in general, if you want to blame the Chancellor for the hard times that all restaurants and tapas joints go through, fair enough. I think if you are Pep Guardiola and you can't afford to run a... literally, you got rich friends turning up to support you because... Yeah, this one might be on you. In general, I think there's an issue with the hospitality sector. This Pep's Tapas joint might be a Pep issue. Right, I think we're up to date with all of those. Did I bring those back? Were you looking? Oh, it was an absolute mess, isn't it? Oh, an absolute mess. Where's Judel? Oh, Judel's here. Afternoon. Late start. You all right? Having a lie-in? Starmer needs to be sent to misophonia awareness course to stop him from droning on. Don't get me started on misophonia. I upset them. Chat overlay with headlines. Yeah. I also know how to fix it, but I don't have the time to go through. Set up me triggers. I can do it. I've gone word blind. I can't see the papers. Have you been staring at the comments too long? And it looks like they were still there. I should have said, get ready for some mistakes today. There will be many. So I think we're up to date with all the front pages of the newspapers. More stuff in that section to come, but from the internet. Let's jump into the main bit.
Here are today's front pages.
Nope. No.
Let's get inside the news.
That's more like it. Welcome back. In the newspapers today. Jailed for race hate rants with 33 views. Let me make the thing bigger over there so I can read it. A loner who made 2 anti-immigration tweets that received just 33 views has been jailed. This makes me feel better for the number of viewers I get on this thing. Do you know what I mean? How many people are you broadcasting to, Steve? You're asking the wrong question. Am I broadcasting to enough people to get me jailed? Yeah. You're welcome. And this chap took to X in the wake of, let's not get into the sad side, but the point is, in a case similar to that of Lucy Conley, who was sentenced to 31 months for inciting racial hatred, He called on for, well, let's not get into the details. In fact, probably shouldn't even show the details. The point is, you'd imagine how much incitement could happen. I suppose, look, if all 33 were sufficiently incited by what they'd read, it would be inciting, but also what a flipping conversion rate. You should go into sales. There's no way you get 100% conversion on that, is there? You don't want to talk click-through rates, but there's not a whiff. You're up to date with that. Alan says, Dart to Ali Pally. Will there be a double booking later with Jules Holland? Do they get the problem with the wasps as well? I've been enjoying that story. They have wasps there because it's warm and I guess there's sugars to drink and stuff. But because everyone drinks at darts, yeah? Especially the darts players. It must be like being at an indoor picnic because there's wasps and booze. It's crazy. All right, we can do this one. I do apologise. Some of the stories today, I'm a little bit lascivious. Club bans CAD after billiard room romp. Oh dear, billiard room romp. A posh club, does it name it? Yeah, the Garrett Club, has kicked out a member, that's what he did, for an alleged billiard room romp with a woman. The colleagues are said to be rocked by the scandal which involves a figure known to millions. He better not tweet something, or she. Be a he, won't it? It's understood that he, all right, fair enough, and his guests locked the room's doors. Well, what's the no harm, no foul, is there? Before, was it saying this bit? Before other members heard squeals and giggling. They were probably just watching this. That's what they do. Loads of people, it says 10 p.m., or they were watching a rerun of this show. That makes sense. They were on the billiards room, and then, yeah. I think they weren't doing any romping. Just because they snuck into a room, and then you heard the sounds of two balls clacking together. No, now I say it out loud. I think you might be onto something. I can't remember all the phrases in billiards. The snooker, I could have done something with more balls jokes. Proper meme says squeals and giggling. David Cameron. Posh people, they're into that stuff, aren't they? Alex is here. Hello. I've already said hello to Alex. Saying two-tier Keir and Rachel from accounts are having their last Christmas in number 10. They even had betting on how many times the Wasps... Do they bet on the Wasps these days? Do you know? Maybe we do have a problem with betting in this country. I like this one. Extra security will be deployed at the World Pie Eating Championship. That's the kind of sport I can get into. Darts is too athletic for me. Pie eating, that's what you got to go for. Organisers heard contestants planning to cheat by smuggling in a funnel to divert uneaten pie down their trousers. I think your bigger problem is we're living in a time of food inflation. People will be trying to take part in a World Eating Championship just for the food. No chance of winning. Just, I reckon I could do a world record. Bring all the food. Yum, 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 yum. You didn't win. Yeah, but it reminds me of the old joke. Was this a sketch on a Dave Allen thing or a Tommy Cooper thing when I was growing up? For some reason, I remember this joke of someone's, maybe it's a Two Ronnies thing. Good evening. Someone saying, they got like a whiskey or whatever. And the other guy says, I bet you £1. It's a Dave Allen one, isn't it? I bet you £1 I can drink that without touching the glass. And the guy's like, nah, you'll use a straw or something. No, I won't use a straw. I won't touch it. I can't touch it with my hands or with my lips. I can drink all of that drink without even touching it. And the guy's like, no way. No, I don't believe you could. So, so let's see. And the guy picks it up and drinks it. And then Ronnie says, wait, you touched it. So there you go, there's your £1. Wait. So yeah, I think that'll be happening. People will be entering this competition not because they think they can win, just because it's cheaper to enter this competition and finally get some food. Let's have a look. Lithari. What did I say? Did I say Lithari? Maybe someone else did. My spelling has been hacked. What did I say? Now you're talking my language, says Martin. Pies. What kind of pies are you into? Uneaten food will be called funnel cake. Yeah, why would you want that? You'd win the competition, but when they go, congratulations, stand up and... It's a short-term fix, isn't it? Putting the pies down your pants. And I wonder why I don't get more people following me on here. Attend it like Beckham. David Beckham winds up wife Victoria because he always arrives early. I think that's all I had on that one. I don't care. I think we'll probably do this one. Keep the comments coming through in the comment section. And this one's a bit of a big one. Eurovision Song Contest. Fake applause has been binned for the next Eurovision Song Contest. I didn't realise they used fake applause. I like the idea, if I'm brutally honest. We should get it on this show. I think we have a crowd, don't we? Well, thank you. Fake applause has been binned for next year's Eurovision Song Contest, raising fears that Israel's entry will be drowned out by boos because people go there and protest. And, you know, I would say let's not make it political, but it's all political voting, you know. The old Terry Wogan. But they're missing a trick here because in the olden days, booing at people had a thing, had an impact. People, oh no, it's from pantomimes. You know what booing means. But these days, thanks to Beyonce, boo means your loved one or something, doesn't it? It's a slang term for your partner. You're my boo would be the way of looking at it. So I think what all they need to do is write a song that includes those lyrics so that when people sing along and go boo, it will just seem like it's lending support. And not only do I think that's a good idea, I've made the song for them. Let's have a listen.
Hello, Eurovision. Sing along if you give us your support. You are my boo. You're my boo. Don't know what to do. You're my boo. You are my boo. I'll occupy you. You are my boo. It rhymes with never mind. You are my boo. You're my boo. You are my boo.
I'm just saying, it's not bad, is it? If that were actually an entry in the Eurovision, no, I don't know why I don't enter the Eurovision. There's a strong chance maybe I should. Do you know what I mean? It's a winner, says Ems. I think you're right. Martin's, no, actually, Chris is saying something good to Martin. Drowned out by the booze is the way to go. It happens to the Wasps as well. That's definitely going to win. You're my boo. And then when all the crowds goes, boo, oh no, it looks like I'm lending more support. I don't know why they don't think this through. Although Martin says, nul point. How dare you? And Chris has got a new earworm. Yeah, so have I by the itch. I am itchy. Maybe this flu jab's not all it's cracked up to be. We'll find out, won't we? So there's that story. I fixed Eurovision. Eurovision. Wrong impression. Actress Helena Bonham Carter has revealed she has ADHD, just including her in that ever increasingly small group, and says that it's why she's never married. The Harry Potter star, 59, says that she thinks it's unhealthy to promise to be with someone forever. I get this because of how long we darned well live these days. Do you know what I mean? In just after cavemen days, when you're on this planet for, I don't know, 30 something, you were an elder at 30. Just imagine that. The people who are still living with their parents would now be a village elder. And they, of course, if that's all you lived, because if you lived till you're in your 30s, you ain't really settling down until, we didn't even hit puberty until later, did we? So you probably had from like 16 to 30, that was promising to be with someone forever. Anyone can wait out the clock on a 12-year marriage. Come on. We're up against a bigger challenge these days, and I think it needs to be like a rolling contract, like a mobile phone thing. You know, the vows, obviously not the full terms and conditions, you'll be there all day reading them out, but very much like a rolling contract. You do the first 2 years, definitely, it's 2 years. You're locked in 2 years. You can't get out before, there'll be an exit thing, we have to pay the rest of your contract off or something. You can't swap to a newer model, right? And then after 2 years, you can either renew for another 2 years, or some sort of rolling month-by-month thing. It seems like not a bad idea. Now I'm saying it out loud. I think I'm onto something. M says, or she's as mad as a box of frogs. There's a very good point you're making there. I I think it's a shame that, how long was her relationship with, probably it says, a relationship with director Tim Burton from, don't make me do maths when I'm this knackered, it was 13 years. Unlucky. I thought they were perfect for each other because they were both mad as a box of frogs. Do you know what I mean? And dead frogs as well, which were less mad, but more on theme for them. I imagine their house was just spooky skeletons, like Halloween. Like you pop round like, I didn't realise it's my trick-or-treating. They had that vibe. It's such a shame. Although I say their house, didn't they live next door to each other? Another reason why I'm amazed their marriage did not work, because I think sleeping in the same bed, bit of a challenge. Separate beds, there's quite a trend these days. Separate houses? Come on, that's the way forward. And never even meeting would be another good way to maximise that relationship. Proper Meme says, every year it gets 10% more expensive. Yep, I'm with you on that one. They can up the cost halfway through the term as well. Helena's relationship was a burden to her. I'm pronouncing it not quite. I'm not landing that one for you. I do apologise. This one's in the news. Heavy petting for good sex. See what I mean? I do apologise for my vibes today. Pet lovers have better sex lives than folks who don't have any animals. And did your brain go to exactly where mine did? Like, what are they doing with the No, that's not right. Listen, I don't care if it... there are some things that float your boat which shouldn't be floated. This one should sink. I don't care what you do with the peanut butter. Is that what they do? Nearly half of cat and dog owners, 43%, said having a four-legged pal made them feel physically and emotionally closer to their partner. No, you still strike me as a sicko. Isn't the problem with having pets is that they do, if they're in the room with you, watch. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what they like, actually. Because we've got 2 cats. I do not let them anywhere near those rooms at that time. I don't even like it when I'm sitting trying to do some work, preparing for a web stream that will be watched by 4 people. And one of the cats will come in, and it'll look at me. I'm like, what's your problem? And then we'll just start tucking into its own, backside, which is off-putting when you're trying to work. It's very much a diss, isn't it? I think if I did that to you, you'd consider that to be like, we are not getting on well in the office. If I came into your office and did that. So that the cats do that, and then looks up afterwards, just kind of, and then walks off. If it did that in the middle of me trying to do some rumpy-pumpy, I think I would suddenly feel not as flexible. It would make me feel like, you really should stretch first before this, Steve. You bring in no gymnastics. Look what the cat can do. Put me off my game. High 5 PM. Well, hang on, what's PM done? I took a bunt and missed. You Emma Bunton PM's joke. I'm with you. You're right. I should read from the top rather than that way around. Yes, Emma Bunton. I killed the joke. Did I ever go into how Emma Bunton killed jokes? She didn't, because with him, I ruined the good word, the key word of the joke I ruined. If you ruin one of the words next to it, then it doesn't sound like you've ruined the joke, but suddenly it's less funny, and that's actually absolutely nixed every joke. Even the worst human partners wouldn't casually tear holes in the sofa before leaving a mouse on the bed. Quite like the sofa bit, the bed thing, the mouse thing wouldn't float my boat, but someone just nails down the side of the sofa. What's not to love? Ho, ho. All right, we're up to date. I might need to take a little break here. I'm absolutely shattered. Thankfully, this is a show where we do get to take some breaks. We'll be back after these messages. Hello, I'm Mr. Stephen Allen, and I am too tired to come up with a fake advert thing to say, donate some money at ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. I'm tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep. Plus, also, sometimes we just need to talk numbers on this. I've popped out to get some newspapers. Trashy tabloids for today's show. I'm sure you're enjoying them. The Star, £1.30. And I've also got the Sun, £1.20. Although on the Sun it does say your favourite paper is inside, so I think I get a free copy of The Guardian as well. Hello. Good evening. So that's money I'll never get back. No, the point is, if you're enjoying the show in any way, why not pop along to ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen and buy one of those newspapers for me. Not the free one that's inside. Let's see what it is. Favourite newspaper inside, is it? It's the Sunday Sport. Done it again. Welcome back. Knew it today. Let's have a look. This is the front page of, this is from the Telegraph website. Woman recognised as first Black Britain by BBC was actually white. Yep. It's the one thing they didn't want to happen. I didn't know that there was a TV show where they spotted the first Black Britain, which seems like a weird thing. But anyway, there's the picture that they thought this person looked like. And it turns out they look more like this because of DNA tests. Why would you not have done the DNA test before you went all in going, I'll tell you who this person is? Because what you've done there, the BBC, is you've blackfaced someone. You've just intrudoed someone. You can't blame her. Well, you can't sue her. She's around ages ago, isn't she? So it turns out the actual story's even got more detail, and that's great. So a woman who was recognised as the first Black Britain by the BBC was actually white. New genetic studies show, which again feels like should have been the least she did. But in 2016, not like they didn't have the science for it back then. 2016, the series Black and British: A Forgotten History suggested that a Roman skeleton of a woman found at Beachy Head was a sub-Saharan African person. From the skeleton, I didn't see the show, so I'm not sure how they're saying this. I'm not sure how they knew this, but then they popped up a plaque. Why not? And then took it down because they thought, actually, she's probably from Cyprus, Mediterranean complexion. Again, how do you know the Mediterranean complexion? By the bones. But then they finally got around to doing the DNA, and it turns out she was blonde with light eyes. Sydney Sweeney'd it, didn't they? They literally Sydney Sweeney'd it. I don't know. So I'm not sure what we do here. Do we blame her for cultural appropriation? What was it about finding the skeleton that they thought this is definitely the first Black British person? Was it the CDs that was around? It's cultural appropriation, is it? The remains of the Beachy Head woman were found near this site. Of African origin, she lived in East Sussex. Was she more like that Rachel Dolezal, whatever her name was? You know, the one who just pretended. There you go. Which I always say, the Rachel Dolezal, whatever her name was an actual real case that was basically the film Soul Man, just in reverse. Just a woman doing it rather than a bloke. And now, this was not just... Okay, you can't say that this woman was the first black woman, but this was the first case of the plot of Soul Man happening in the UK. Yeah? So maybe that plaque needs to go up again, just with different words on it. That's what I'd be in favour of. Dr. William Marsh, who carried out the genetic study, said, by using state-of-the-art DNA techniques, we were able to resolve the origins of this individual. You're never going to get a research grant ever again, are you? We show that she carried the genetic ancestry that is most similar to other individuals from the local population of Roman era Britain. Surprise. I think you could have saved yourself a lot of money there. You could have saved yourself a lot of money by not worrying about it. Anyway, I'm worried what's going to be in the comment section. Dolezal. That's it. Rachel Dolezal was British. It's difficult to know, isn't it? The best jokes always come when he's muted, yeah. We should do a separate stream, because I could put a bus from this on a separate stream so you can still hear those bits. Turned out just to be some knitting. Remains of a Rasta beanie. I knew we'd have to watch out. Back into the main bits then. Hang on. A few more left to do before I can have a lie down. Cheese lovers, and that's not the same as the pets thing I was implying earlier. Although some Swiss cheese has holes. Cheese lowers, not lovers, that's what's happened. Cheese lowers dementia risk. Cheese helps stave off dementia, according to a study, and this is good news. As many of you may well know, there's a lot of dementia in my family. My last Edinburgh show was about my parents and what they went through, and, obviously it's a worry. And now it's less of a worry because it turns out, normally the things that's good for you is this seed and flipping turmeric. Stop making turmeric be good for stuff. Inflammation and other lowers risk of cancer and all that. But it's the worst of all the spices, isn't it? You know what it does to a chopping board? Imagine what it does to your insides. Ooh. Thankfully, you don't have to look, I suppose. But, I'm sick of having to try and stomach turmeric, making me want to... that's the thing. It makes me feel sick, but I daren't be sick on turmeric because you would know where you've done it. You'd never get that stain out the carpet, would you? Whereas this one... Cheese, I'm already on 5 a day. This is the one thing I'm actually technically now healthy. So, good news for me. I like this story. This story, I will warn you now, does appear in the podcast version of the All Hit Radio Show, but not the radio show itself. But if you get the audio version, it's there. Before we move on, yeah, I'm glad some people are doing this. That's Gouda News, says Ems. Feel free. There are other cheeses available. Go for it. Alan says some married couples listen to Barry White and Luther Vandross while making love. Billiard rooms. Did they have theme tune to Big Break? Oh, pot the red and screw back for the yellow, green, brown, blue, pink, and black. That's how I like to do it. No, wait a minute. Where's Martin saying you're welcome, but to whom? To whom? We're up to date, so back into this story. Nope. Back into this story. Oh, for the love of God. This is in the audio version of the podcast. A sperm bank is making donors take IQ tests before they can deposit their seed. Which, if anything, I think it would be better to let them deposit their seed and then throw it away if the IQ test didn't do well. Because if you're turning up there, I've never donated this. I'm more of a blood giver than the other one. But just because at least when you give blood, no one's done anything with the biscuits. But I suppose I could think about doing this. I give the blood and all that, so maybe, I'm not sure. I think they should let you do both at the same time. When you give blood, they say you have to keep some muscles going because they've got to keep your pulse going. You have to sit there clenching your bottom cheeks. I think if you went for a twofer, it'd be easier, wouldn't it? One in the arm, and then, the blood flow would keep going, and it'd be time not wasted. It's not a bad idea. It's up there with the idea when they were talking about these combined GP things, where they get all the different care in one place, dentistry, GP, all the rest of it. And as I said, do them all at the same time. Do my teeth and a prostate test. Get me up on the ramps, and you get it all sorted. Well, it's the same thing with donation, isn't it? Blood and sperm. Because I always have the blood taken from my left arm. You didn't need to know the end of that thought, do you? But I'm just saying it all works. So the donor network said it was raising the bar of fertility. My point was, do the test after you've donated. Because if you're going to donate, I imagine, you store up for a while, don't you? I bet you tell her they're filling a form and you get sent home without even looking at the pots. Oh, that's the wrong vibe. At least let you use the room and then you fill in the form and they go, this guy can't even do a Sudoku. None of these. You don't need more of these. So, yeah, there's my theory. Any luck with a Trump law? With any luck, Trump lawsuit, says Alan, means ITV do Eurovision Song Contest next year instead of the BBC. And I am available for it. As you now know, I can knock out a terrible song, which I believe is what you need. Martin's questioning the biscuit thing. Don't. And Science Corner. Did I do some science? I was half asleep there for a second. I forgot about what I was doing. The science of opening the pots? What were we talking about? The sperm donor-ins. I'd like to think my local sperm bank, if I started donating, that bank would then be too big to fail. Hoo. All right, I need to zoom in on that. I need to zoom in. Nearly half of parents will allow their children to use phones at the Christmas dinner table. It's not going to cut the meat very well, is it, you idiots? I mean, I know phones are quite thin these days, but it's not as good as a spoon. You'll be dropping it all down you. That's all I've got on that, because that's all it deserved. And finally, TikTok. Anger over love rat outed in... Oh, God, none of it makes sense. Just read the darn story. It's just underneath it, isn't it? A love cheat is suing a restaurant after it posted a video which included him with his mistress. You're right. The restaurant is definitely the bad guy there. Brave move. The 42-year-old man, who just on his way home from watching Coldplay, we imagine, who had not been named, told his wife he was going to a work meeting, but instead he went for a romantic meal at an undisclosed Italian restaurant in Sicily. Aren't they all? Sicilian restaurant, I suppose. His missus was alerted after the venue shared a promotional film showing the loved-up pair on TikTok last week. Yep. If I were you, wouldn't have sued them because as it would have been, you would have been really in the doghouse with your missus, maybe getting divorced. But now you will be searchable as the guy who sued the thing over the TikTok. Good luck getting the next Mrs. whatever your name is. Yeah, they look you up on the internet. Oh, the guy who sued TikTok, sued a restaurant over the TikTok video. Oh my God. Good luck with that. So look, I think we're about up to date. I'm nearly done for the day. I'm sure there's loads of stuff I forgot. If we played out the advert, we did the song. I think we've got everything. Anything else happening in the comments? Remote donations to the bank. Can you? I mean, I'm not sure if the nurse said just pop it through the letterbox. Oh, well, I'll give it a try, but I'm not sure if it would fit. Was that? Is that where we're going on that one? Oh, we've not done, have we? Because we have to do these. This. Where's my side cam?
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen all this week.
Got the lights on in the background. I should say, before we get into the plugs, I changed the setup. In the old days, I'd shout out a certain command and the Google Home thing would swap the lights and make this ready to broadcast. But that light didn't come on. So I set it up. I had to re-establish the connection between all the smart devices to add that one. And it's taken all the rest of them out. They've got to flip and set that up at some stage. So it does mean there is the chance that if anyone rings my doorbell now, you'll hear it. Apologies. So, plugs. No, they have not. Why is that not coming into shot? But, plugs. Tonight, Bury St Edmunds. Hopefully I'll be having a nap before then. Couldn't be bothered to work out how you spell Edmunds. Yeah, I'll be doing a gig there. Then Friday, it's an interesting one. On Talk TV, radio, whatever it's called, is it 7 when they play out Plank of the Week? Recorded it yesterday. I think there's some funny moments. Samara What's the Chops is on there, and I think I made her laugh about some stuff. I don't think she was quite ready for one of the jokes I did about, they might have edited it out, but one about birds pooping on you. You know me well enough now to know exactly what joke I did. Of course you do. Of course you do. But there's been a lot of controversy and controversy, or both, about the show because they've pitched it trying to be all aggressive to Mike. Like, as if Mike Graham is now some sort of enemy and they've fallen out online. So my Twitter at the moment is just people being angry about that. Sorry, I was on that show. After I recorded Plank of the Week, I went to the party thing and Mike Graham was there and we stood around and chatted. So I don't think there's the massive falling out that the internet thinks there is. Then that night, Friday night, performing on stage in Bethnal Green, emceeing a gig there. If you can't make Friday, why not make Saturday when I'll be doing the same jokes? And that's it, because we're heading up to Christmas. I don't know when I'm gigging. I don't know when we're doing these live shows. If we are, I'll try. I definitely know I'm still on All Hit Radio. There it is, down there, around Christmas. So I'll be churning out next to... Oh, yeah. Charlotte says Friday, live and loose. I've not looked. I think I can. I'll check the diary. I think we're good for tomorrow. What's going to be looser than this, though? A 2-hour sleep Steve? Come on. I'm not sure. I guess you didn't see Mike's tweet to Kev last night. No, I did. Says Proper Memes. I did. They're having a falling out. I don't know. I certainly don't think I've fallen out with any of them because we had a lovely, lovely little laugh. Me, Mike Graham, Russell Quirk were stood there chatting and Liz Truss walked up. And this, again, seems like the start of a joke, doesn't it? Good evening. Tonight's joke involves a comedian, well, so-called comedian, you know. And she walked up and she said to Mike Graham, "It's nice to meet a fellow YouTuber." Like, rude, but fair enough. Anyway, where do we get to? Yes, like, subscribe and all that. Also, I'm on All Hit Radio every day from 1 even through Christmas because it's easier to fit those in. There's the audio podcast version of those. Subscribe to that. I've written the word columns there. I feel like I should mention the column thing. And I've written nothing else under there, so I don't know why I kept zooming up. We're done. We're up to date. Charlotte says, I'll press the wrong one. Charlotte says, can I get a side cam eyebrow lift? I've got a plan to be able to get a black and white version of that as well, but I just need time to So, and I'm good with tech. I just don't have the time. What else is going on? Another earworm. Sorry, Chris. This show is full of them. It is basically annoying. The Streisand effect, says Ems. You're right. Exactly. Keep a low profile by suing a company. Come on, think about it. Who else sings along with the Plugs Lady? AI. They catchy tunes on this show. You know, I think there's a strong chance that I will represent Israel in this year's Eurovision. It's a long shot. But if they are looking for it, if we're going for a different route that they wouldn't have expected, I am available. I've already written the song. You're my boo. Newspaper Gollum, says Memes. Says Proper Memes. That's a good idea, isn't it?
It's because we're stupid.
Hang on, that's a side cam. We want it. We need it. Oh, I missed it. It's the wrong way around. Oh, it's harder than it looks.
We want it. No.
Steve and Charlotte.
It's because we're stupid. No.
I'll practice that. I'll get better at that. Can I have read that one? It wouldn't fit through the... Joodle says it wouldn't fit through the letterbox. Well, it depends what kind of letterbox you got, doesn't it? It's the brushes. That's what would get you, isn't it? That's the problem. The Dolly Parton voice, I don't think I can recreate that without chemical help. And so I think we're all sorted. I think we're all fully up to date. If you've enjoyed any part of this, normally is the thing you need to do. About 24 hours from now, when it's processed the video, you can click, I think you can click like on it before, but some of them get wiped off. I was really annoyed. We did a thing on Tuesday's show where straight after the show, I saw how many people had watched the show. I was like, oh, nice. And then it processed it, and the number of views were like half that. What? Look, clearly I'm not going to be able to show off about these figures, but still, I don't kick him out when he's down. Proper Memes, that is Kenny Everett doing Gollum.
In the best possible taste, because we liked it.
I can't do your. I'm losing it. Stiff brushes and a tight hinge, says Martin. Yep. The hinge? Yep. Technology is not for everyone.
Because we're stupid.
And I think I'm fully up to date. We've done all that. Do you like the notes for today's show? It went well, didn't it? I was busy trying to record a song. So I think we've all done. Subscribe if you wouldn't mind, awfully. And click on things. The Ko-fi, you know, you've seen the advert. You know what's happening with Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. I'll try and be on tomorrow from 12. No guarantees. What I will say is we might as well end the show by being played out by your new favourite song. It's from what we know so far, and we might be proved wrong, it will officially be the entry in Eurovision for Israel to play us out today with their latest song.
Hello, Eurovision. Sing along if you give us your support. You are my boo. You're my boo. Don't know what to do. You're my boo. You are my boo. I'll occupy you. You are my boo. It rhymes with never mind. You are my boo. You're my boo. You are my boo. You're my boo. Sing along now. You're my boo. You are my boo. You're my boo. You are my
Toodles.